Hi, we're the Huge Movie Fanatics here to give a duo review for the first time for this film for Evil Dead 2013. And if you want to know what I have to say about it, you can check out my long-winded solo review that we did last set of reviews.
They're very awkward, which I'm interested to see. Are you able to take a stance yet, or there's a very awkward...
I haven't rewatched it yet, so
you're still at the same place.
I'm still undecided.
I feel it's a kind of a cheat in a way, but that's
just
my personal opinion. But it made every single point you made sense. So it's a good cheat. Is it, man?
Yeah, Nate has seen the movie now, and here's his review.
As of the, must have been the 16th, Tuesday must have been the 16th,
yeah.
Tuesday in North America, Evil Dead 2013 came out. I just figured, what the hell? I'm gonna blind buy it. It's worth, like, there's an upgraded sale at Best Buy, it was $17.99, hell with it. I'm just gonna buy it. I figured I was gonna like it enough to own it. I don't know why. I just figured. I regret buying blind. I blind buy it, as you know, Cabin in the Woods. I kind of regret that and wish I hadn't, but whatever. So you'll be happy to know I don't regret blind. You might be surprised to know I don't regret blind buying the Evil Dead. As a matter of fact, or I should say Evil Dead. I think this one is
it's just Evil Dead.
Yeah. I think this one, as a matter of fact, I wanted to rewatch yesterday, but I didn't have enough time. But I would have to be fresh. But I saw it. Like I say, I saw it 2 days ago, so we're good. It's interesting because your review makes sense, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just say, and you guessed that I'd say 2 stars by the way, and I'm not saying 2 stars just because of you. It's true. There's things I like and things I don't, just like you said. I was surprised by. I didn't really like. I mean. So much was exactly how I figured it would be, but there were aspects that I was surprised with. Some of the music, especially at the end when she's grinding the chainsaw. To me, that moment was just like, oh man, it was cool, and there's like the camera tracks down, and you can see the cabin burning in the background, and with the music. That was very cool moment for me. The movie, I'm not sure about the beginning. What's your feelings, very briefly, about the
possession?
Why
was that there? It added nothing to the movie, really.
When it first was starting, I was like, oh my god, this is so stupid.
That was my reaction.
What does this have to do with anything? But when it turned to, it's like this crazy cult burning this innocent girl. But then when she went blah, which I didn't, maybe you expected or whatever. I didn't expect.
I expected that.
You expected it. I'm stupid. I'm not as smart as he is. I didn't expect it. I was like, that makes sense. But it was still stupid. And if you're gonna do it, I just thought of this after the movie ended. Why not have it be, who was it? It was just random people.
It's just random.
Why not have it be is it Raymond Noby or whatever?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been cool?
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it at all, have it be okay. Now I locked off exposure, so if we're dark, at least you can still hear us. Hi.
It'll come back. It's a brief cloud.
It'll come back. Hello, we're still
here. The evil has arisen.
Yes, we're figures right when we do Evil Dead review. But if you're gonna do it, why not have it be like the Noby family or something like that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been awesome? But yeah, the beginning with that was stupid. The one thing that was cool was after the horrible thing, the title, boom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was great.
The title.
Yeah.
And then I think the first shot after the title, or at least very soon after, if we're dark, you can still hear us. Hi. Was that very cool, which I actually liked, upside down shot of, and it was totally my thing, because if you've seen any, not Deliverance, because we haven't reviewed that, but I Spit on Your Grave review, I love summer, outdoors, woods, that atmosphere. That was awesome. I was very impressed, and that started off on a very positive note, that establishing upside down shot of the woods.
Yeah. And
then it was kind of like this, and I don't think it went unfortunately, I don't think it went all the way like this, but it kind of tilted like this a little bit, and I think you saw, and then shot the Jeep. And of course, Jeep Wrangler points for me too. It's one of the old ones too. So, I mean, not old, but before, square headlights before. Yeah. It's one of the older ones before. Anyway, Jeep Wrangler, you got points. But, so I was kind of digging the little bit of the fact that they actually did this big, wide, sweeping intro of the locale and stuff like that. But when they got to the place and the characters came out, I have to admit, I mean, it was just exactly like all the characters in these horror movies now. They're completely not interesting. They're completely just picked out of, if there's wind, we apologize, we can't help it. Completely just picked out of the already box. Like I said earlier in the review, like for World War Z, I said the pre-made mood. Okay, PG-13 zombie apocalypse mood. Summer blockbuster. Hit the button. That's the mood we're going to go for. We're going to hit the button for these 5 generic, just stupid characters. The one I kind of liked was the guy with the glasses. I kind of liked him the most.
Yeah.
I liked the black chick. She was like really cute. And well, I suppose the drug addict was kind of cute too.
Yeah, they were all.
Well, I guess all the girls, were cute.
All
but for me, I really liked the black. I mean, she was really cute. But that was obviously to be expected, and it was disappointing that after like that cool like upside down shot, that the characters were exactly what you'd expect. Was
they were just pure archetypes. There was nothing more, nothing less, and that you got in a lot of '80s movies. But
yeah, but I don't know. To me, it wasn't even captured as good as the '80s movies.
No, yeah.
Like the first Evil Dead, it wasn't captured.
Yeah.
The thing that's really weird about movies now, and these characters are a perfect example of it. If you look at the first Evil Dead, it's like they're just like generic, but they're human. It's like, if I could have done a what's that song? Yeah. I can't think of it. Well, what the hell's that song go? Well, when she's driving, don't talk to my button, she roll away.
I know what song you're talking about.
As you know, I don't know any of the words, but I had to spend it too, and I didn't tell you. I'm gonna stop trying to sing that song now. But what I'm saying is the characters were like stupid and like very generic in this B movie, but they were human. You attached, or at least I attached to them. In this, I don't attach to them because they are all like beautiful, and then you got the nerd guy, but they're like beautiful, generic, boring, 21st century, 2013 young people in a horror movie, and that was disappointing. I have to move from this point because I spent like 10 minutes on that. But at the end of the day, like I say, 2 stars. At the very beginning, it got me a little bit, it won me over a little bit because before I think anything happened,
yeah,
they used the
soundtrack, yeah,
and a little bit woven throughout the movie in the cabin. You don't realize how much you love that ambient sound from the first movie.
Oh yeah, totally true.
That, however they did it, and I think it's the only movie except for maybe the second one. I don't even know if you really even hear it. Yeah, it's probably in the second one.
You hear it in the second one. I think you hear it very minimally in the Army.
I can't remember it all. But that ambient sound it completely brings back the tone, and those very subtle ways was very cool how the original crept in there, and it actually won me over a little more because of that.
Yeah.
Why don't you take it off? Take it over.
So yeah, as I say, like you can listen to my review, and I urge you to do that.
It's called like Matt's Evil Dead 2013
review. Because like I have so many mixed feelings about this. There is so much to like. There is so much to hate. I didn't touch on last time the opening scene, which I just don't think works, and it's also one of the few parts in the movie that they use digital.
That's right.
And it's like they shoot her the flames and stuff, and it's all digital flames, and I'm just like, it doesn't fit with anything else the rest of the movie does, where it's like virtually everything is a practical shot, except for maybe the first drop of blood that comes down with the rain and some of the other stuff. I'm sure they digitally enhanced the blood at the end to make the rain seem thicker. And stuff like that, but on the whole, it was done practically. I really respect that. It wasn't scary, it was more disturbing. That didn't really work for me. I don't like that it was like a video game structure where it's like, we have boss battle, and then our next boss battle, and our next boss battle. Whereas in the first one, it was like, Ash had to fight Linda as well as his sister Cheryl in the basement, and then all of a sudden, bang, what was his character's name? Scotty, like just shoots himself up and whatnot. He comes shooting out through the door and whatnot. He's like, Ash, the trees are alive, Ash, and like all that stuff. It was great that chaos was happening all around him, and you're stuck.
You're making me want to watch the Evil Dead, the original, right now, and that's what the remake does.
Exactly.
It makes me want to watch the original because somehow with no budget.
Yeah.
They achieved something that is much more entertaining than this movie
Than
did.
anything
Well,
like since then really has done
it's
in terms of Cabin in the Woods.
It's its own little thing. A lot like Tarantino for me, I think creates his own little niche. I think Evil Dead is like just in its the Evil Dead of the original is in its own place of its own. And
but like this is a movie that I know I'm gonna own. I haven't picked it up yet. I have a birthday coming up and I've been forbidden to purchase anything.
For how long? 6 months.
For just 2 weeks.
Okay.
I can handle, I guess. But
Save some money.
pretty much. But at the same time, it's like I want to watch that commentary now. But anyway, this is a competent edition. It's not one like I know if I'm gonna watch The Evil Dead, I'm gonna watch the first one, and if I'm gonna like watch the franchise, I'm gonna watch the other 3 before I ever even give the thought of watching this one. But I will come to this one. I will come back to it, and I will maybe give it a view every once in a while. It's not like Nightmare on Elm Street 2009, where it's like I've seen it
2010
or 2010. I've seen it twice. I will never watch that
Pretty much.
shit again.
Pretty much.
Same thing with Friday the 13th. I've seen it twice.
2009. It's
2009. I will never watch that again.
Probably.
Both were the worst in their respective franchises.
Sorry about the wind.
This is also the worst in its franchise, but at least it's competently bad. Whereas
There's something about it, I can't even put my finger on it. That
I mean,
maybe it's just the
producers are there.
Yeah, maybe it's just the ambient sound that creeps up every now and then from the first movie.
Yeah, and I mean, like the producers are there, and they have a direction of where they want to go with this new franchise, which I talk about in my solo review.
I mean, are they turning? Looks like at the end they're turning her into ash or something. I mean, they rip off her hand.
Could be. I don't know.
They made her. She put on like this red dress. They made her like Carrie Ash, Evil Dead.
Well, what was the ending? Because that doesn't sound like the ending that I got. The ending that I
What
saw.
the hell ending
Did you see? Was it a director's cut?
Well, I think there's only one cut on the Blu-ray.
Oh.
What ending did you see?
Because the only thing that I remember is like once the thing comes up, once it stops with the blood, the camera comes up and then swoops back down onto the book.
Well,
slams.
that happens after all I'm mentioning. Like, she doesn't the Jeep turn over on her hand and she has to pull it off, and then
yeah, I guess
she chainsaws that evil apparition in the face, and that's that big.
And man, wasn't she great? Not the evil apparition, the girl, like the main
during
girl,
what?
like the whole thing. Like I thought she gave such a great performance.
Probably, I don't really care about like Exorcist kind of makeup. I think the makeup in the first Evil Dead movie.
I didn't like the makeup. No, I'm talking about like when she's in like just beginning to discover the evil and beginning to freak out and all that kind of stuff.
Okay,
like, she is so
I guess
good.
I can't really remember. Oh, before she turned into
before she, and even when she was evil, she was fantastic. Like she gave one hell of a great performance. In that
Another thing, just like it's ironic because like all horror movies now, like Friday 13, 2009 is about the main plot is the kids are there looking for pot. It's like so Evil Dead 2013, they're there because they got this this friend who they gotta. Who this drug user? It's like all horror movies have to have. I didn't like that. I didn't necessarily like that reason that all movies feel like they have to have.
I kind of liked it for this one because I wish they would have carried it more. Like,
what's your take? I mean, do we watch it as either or like possession or either her withdrawal or is it possession?
Well, that's what I think they should have carried it further. Like
with what the withdrawal aspect.
Yeah, like because what I kind of liked about it was that all right, they're taking their friend away from the city and whatnot to help her get rid of the DTs and all this kind of stuff because of she's going through withdrawals and she's trying to kick her habit. And like her friends make a pact, we're not gonna give it to her. We're not going to give in, and we're not going to believe her and whatnot. And anything she says is going to just be... It kind of
worked as she was starting to unfold.
They should have carried with it.
But then it just switched to...
Yeah, it's just like Evil Dead. But I liked that, and I would have liked to have seen more of that. The thing that I thought was going to happen was we were going to find out she wasn't possessed at all. She was just all...
You mentioned that in your
all like crazy and whatnot.
mentioned that in the trailer review that you thought the movie was going to be no demons.
Yeah. And like I thought she was going to remain demonless, and all the other ones were going to become demons, and she was going to have to hack them up, and then you were going to find out at the end that it was all there.
Blair Witch 2, yeah.
And then, which would have been really kind of neat and interesting, and it's a completely different take on Evil Dead, which I may have respected at the
because it would have been so
yeah,
chancy.
Yeah, but They played it safer, and you know what, it works, whatever, and like, inevitably this will get remade in another 25 years, sometime in my lifetime, and that they might take that direction for the next time, so.
What's the word on any interest? Any interest in 2, or?
They're developing number 2. They're already in the process of developing it, and Raimi's in the process of doing Army of Darkness 2, and the idea is that they're both going to make...
the director of Oz the Great and Powerful.
Pretty much. Well, they'll probably be like from the director of Drag Me to Hell and the Spider-Man trilogy. That's what they always go to. And the producers of a horror classic. Anyway, so like it's going to be Evil Dead 2 following this storyline, and Army of Darkness 2, which is going to begin to merge the two, and then they want to do one last one where it's going to have the two team up together to fight the Deadites and stop it for good. Which, like, on paper that sounds like it could be great, it could be bad. I want to see where it plays out, because it could be either way. But if Raimi's actually going to do, and suppose he's going to direct Army of Darkness 2, whereas the guy is going to direct Evil Dead 2.
Same guy?
And then they're both going to team up together to direct the last one, like, so that the tones will sort of begin to mesh and whatnot.
So, I mean,
that could be cool. It's never been done before, to that extent, especially with a horror franchise. Like, imagine if there was a lead up to Freddy vs. Jason that may have made it make sense, or something like that. That could have been kind of entertaining. Nobody has ever thought of making a remake of a horror movie and then tying it then into the original horror movie with the same character as a continuing plot of the storyline. Like, that's convoluted and whatnot, but The Evil Dead was always kind of convoluted, and like, this might be cool.
So, I mean, Bruce back as Ash.
Bruce said he'd do it if Raimi did it. Only if Raimi was there, and then, like, he had a script and stuff like that. So, like, he's not going to sign on to it just willy-nilly.
Alright.
So, yeah.
Well, we'll have to see how that develops. I think at the end of the day, it was pretty much what I expected, but there were touches. And one thing I want to comment on is I love the rain. I love rain in horror movies, the original Friday the 13th and all that stuff. And I loved how it was raining so much.
Yeah.
That also attributed to the not being able to get out kind of aspect, which was different than the bridge.
The flood.
Yeah, the flood, the CG flood, probably. And
I thought that was real.
I don't know. But
it's probably photographed miniatures and then they superimposed the people on top.
You never know. But yeah, the rain aspect and the thunder and the surround, it sounds cool. Thunder's over there.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm like I said, I don't regret. I'm glad I bought it. I'll probably watch it, soon. Actually, I'll watch it again soon. Yeah, the gore stuff. I'm to the age where I don't really care about gore anymore. I don't care about really current gore. I mean, I love the gore in the first one. It's so entertaining. It's so just garage, just confab, just made up on the spot kind of thing. You got to adore the gore in the first one. But I don't really like, current Ring movie-ish looking, with the dark hair hanging down the face, The Exorcist. I don't care about all that stuff. I was really worried towards the end of the movie when they just showed a chainsaw, but then the chainsaw wasn't being used. I'm like, you better use the chainsaw, and at least they did. Because in the first one, I don't know, that was kind of a cheat in the first one where they did that whole thing.
And then he puts it down.
Yeah, it was kind of it's too bad. But what do you think?
Yeah, and I think
Evil Dead 2013. So
better than you expect.
I think it was a little better than I expected. What do you think about now finally hearing what I thought?
Like, after I saw the movie, like, I guess I made the prediction of how you were going to react. I'm glad that you liked it more than you were anticipating. And I'm glad that it wasn't, like, the worst movie of the year for you, because I don't think it is the worst movie of the year.
Oh, no, I think World War Z is.
Yeah, so, there you have it.
All right. Thanks for watching.